people of Grand Bahama continues to experience hardship from the excessive cost of electricity being provided by the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters and fellow citizens are still living in darkness throughout the island. Despite the coalition's efforts to this point and the two roundtable meetings organized by the government with the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera, the power company will not change its policies to make life better for Grand Bahamians. People's livelihoods and the island's economy is under severe threat by the economic bondage of the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera. What is of further concern to us is that several weeks ago, the power company disconnected the electricity of all our government schools on Grand Bahama, clearly demonstrating that this company does not respect the government of the Bahamas, neither the people of Grand Bahama. The coalition of concerned citizens will intensify efforts in the weeks and months to come to lower the cost of power in the immediate future. The government of the Bahamas is working diligently to lower the cost of electricity across the Bahamas. Our government is presently in the process of privatizing BEC, and we are aware of one of the bidding companies that is promising to build a new power plant and lower the cost of electricity by as much as 50%. Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera, built a new plant in 2012, and there has been no reduction in electricity rates. We also know that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is committed to lowering the cost of electricity on the island, but it seems that the only one that doesn't get it is the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera. The CCC will be implementing several strategies designed to produce results. One of these strategies is that we are calling for a solar energy revolution, calling for all residents and businesses as quickly as possible to transition to using solar energy. Solar energy will give citizens of this island the means to control their own electricity costs. Furthermore, under the leadership of Osmond Johnson, attorney at law, an association for customers of the power company will be formed for the purpose of representing their concerns directly to the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera, and the regulators. My colleagues are going to speak to other issues pertaining to our campaign, but let me say this. Another concern of ours is the fact that in a couple of years, the agreement to distribute power in the West and Eastern District is going to come up for renewal. And one of our planks in our petition is that we are advocating that that agreement does not be renewed. And this was mentioned in the news recently by the Minister of Education, I believe, along with Leslie Miller. And so we advocating that that agreement does not be renewed and that either BEC or another power company be allowed to come in to create job opportunities and to also be allowed to generate power on the island, which would also help us to break this monopoly that presently exists. If the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera, will not change their policies and rates, then the people of Grand Bahama will have to change the power company. This company is profit-driven and not people-driven, and Grand Bahamians have become economic slaves to oppressive economic systems such as high electricity costs. Enough is enough. It is time to set Grand Bahama free.
One of the things that we are concerned about as well with the Grand Bahama Power Company, Emera, is that the environmental effect of the company. For years, people in Hawksbill, people in Pinders Point have been having health issues and issues with odor that we couldn't put our fingers on. And we have really focused on the other companies in the industrial park, and the power company have been left to go under the radar. But we understand that the fuel they use, the bunker C fuel, produces sulfur, and that could be an issue for residents in the area. We know that there are international companies who are willing to come and do testing for us and to check to see how much of effect this will cause on the people in that area. But we must now begin to police the power company, because definitely they have been left to police themselves, and that's not right. You know, you can't ask the thief to protect yourself.
So, next, anybody else?
We're going to have some comment by our colleagues from the customs union, and then we got the taxi union. The union leaders here on Grand Bahama represent the workers, the working class here on Grand Bahama. And these persons are the residents and the citizens of the community of Grand Bahama. And they are faced with this diabolic situation. That's what I call it, because you can't say that you love this community, you want to invest into this community, you want to give service to this community, you want to supply something that is so vitally needed by the citizens of this country. This is the electricity. Yet still you would rape, you would rob, you would pilfer. You would cause people to be disenfranchised, to live in darkness, to have to move out of their homes, etc. Is that love? Wow, it's amazing. Where is the heart of these people? That is my question. If you love us so much, I think you need to operate differently. But as concerned citizens, we will do what is necessary, we will agitate, and we will ensure that justice comes to our people, the citizens here on Grand Bahama. Amen. That's good stuff.
In a tough economy like this, electricity rates are extremely high. We represent a people that is barely making ends meet as it is now. It is unfortunate that persons have to sleep in the dark and have little babies and can't make a hot bottle of milk to feed their kids. This is what the coalition core values are. We believe we are here to let the powers to be that we are concerned citizens here in the Bahamas. And we have to do something about the electricity rate. Thank you.
Oh, that's it.
The side?
Yeah, right.
Like that.
What do you know?
We, as citizens of Grand Bahama, should support any initiative, any plan, any strategy to bring relief to Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama has really not been the same since the hurricanes of 2004. That would have been Jean and Francis. So to have something additionally bringing you more hardship is really not good. And what is being offered or what is being put in place by this coalition is something that the residents of Grand Bahama should get behind. Now ask yourself this: what is the cost of doing nothing? We have done nothing rather well and for too long, but now it's time that we should do something. So rather than complain about it, people should actually do something about it and try to get behind initiatives like this. You know, one of my favorite quotes is by Edmund Burke. It says, "All that is necessary for evil to flourish is for good men to do nothing."
Absolutely.
And we did nothing for too long. Now it's time for us to do something. So if you're tired of it being the way it is, you need to get behind an initiative like this, because this affects us all, not just any one grouping. Everybody has to live here, and it appears as though there's not much that those elected public officials are able to do. So you can't look to them for everything. Some things you really just have to go and make happen for yourself.
So,
Yeah, how successful has your initiatives been in the past? This isn't the first of strategies that you have had.
Okay.
pull the mic in.
That's a good question. When we began this whole campaign, what we realized is that everyone would have to be in it for the long haul, because for a system that has been in place for decades, to bring about change is not going to come suddenly. But if you're consistent enough, we believe that we can hasten, and it can come about as long as we're persistent. What is clear is that everyone that we have communicated with and who have communicated with us, everyone supports the fact that we need to bring the power rate down. Now, the thing is that we have to continue to work at what we're doing, continue to sound our message, continue to strategize, protesting, by all the various means that we have shared with in prior conferences and rallies. It'll be only a matter of time when we will get the breakthrough and the success that we need. So what we have seen as a result of what we have done is number one, we know that the power company has been looking at proposals that have been before them for years to make some changes on how they generate power. From reliable information that we have that was shared with us is that now they're looking at these policies or these new initiatives. One is like a solar plant, a solar energy plant. These are a lot of things that they were shoving to the side, anything that dealt with alternative energy. Now they're looking at it. We've been reliably informed about that. The other thing is that the company is indeed paying attention to everything we say, because now we seem to be a regular topic on their website. When our press conferences, they would rebut what we say. Also, we know that the regulators who are committed, from what we've been told, the Grand Bahama Power Company is committed to lowering the cost of power, that they have been working on various alternative energy proposals that would go to the power company for their consideration and to sign off. We know this has happened. The other thing is that vendors have come forward, vendors for solar energy systems, now have come forward to make it known that they are prepared and willing to supply systems. And there's more of an awareness of solar energy and the possibilities. The fact of the matter is, worldwide, there is a huge movement that is taking place. In June of 2014, Germany, the country of Germany, generated 50% of their power by solar energy. That was achieved in June 2014. Other European countries, I think Spain is 30%, and there are other countries that are expanding their solar energy generation. And so the Bahamas, that has more sunlight than all of those nations, we are decades behind. And